Hey everybody, back again. And a couple days ago, I wrote a little article for some of my blogs about the top 10 entrepreneurial mindsets that you need to have if you're a young or new, inexperienced, starting out entrepreneur. That's a lot. So they don't they don't call me the failed entrepreneur for nothing, right? So these are kind of things that I've learned, things I've observed from going around and trying to start businesses and startups and companies and projects and all that type of stuff. Things I wish I kind of knew when I got started, and things that I'm still working with and trying to improve on right now. But being an entrepreneur is difficult. I mean, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? And it is a roller coaster. It is a marathon. It's not a sprint, right? It ups and downs, and it's a long journey to get to where you want to go. And it's very easy to get kind of sidetracked, to get derailed, or just to kind of end up working in the wrong areas that you maybe don't need to, or maybe self-sabotage yourself, right? So without further ado, this is a list of 10 things I came up with that kind of have helped me stay focused, to stay working, or things that I'm still working on now and have struggled with, and maybe try and shorten that learning curve for you. Some of these things I've talked about in previous videos, but I've always maybe focused on just one at a time. But here again is my top 10 entrepreneurial must-have mindsets. That's a great title. Top 10 entrepreneurial must-have mindsets that you need to get started on your business idea now. Wow. Talk about a long tail keyword. That's great. All right. SEO right there. Okay, number one, focus on one idea at a time. I'm really bad at this. One idea at a time, and just focus and pour all your energy into that one idea. It takes a lot of time and effort to get everything the best you can, and to really just focus on. You really gotta. You're like pushing a car uphill when you're getting started, right? You got to put all your effort into that all the time, trying to muster that thing up and over. And once you get to the top, maybe it can coast, or maybe it's all downhill for a while, but you really got to try and focus on just getting that idea some traction, some traffic, some profitability. And if you're doing different things at once, that will sidetrack you. That will dilute your energy. That will dilute your productivity. And what ends up happening is nothing gets accomplished, right? You're just going in too many directions at once. I'm bad at this. I'm so bad at this because I'm very creative. I like working on and brainstorming and conceptualizing new projects and making them. But then I'm always moving on to some other new idea. And so one of my big struggles is I'm not pushing that car all the way. I might get it halfway. Oh, look at that car over there. That needs some help. So don't do what I do, right? Focus on one idea at a time and put all your energy into that, right? Number 2, I talked about recently, setting goals. Super important that you set goals. I want to be done by this time. I want to launch in 1 month. I want to be profitable in 6 months, right? Big goals or small goals, you got to have a finish line, because otherwise you're working, but you don't know where you're going, right? You may be doing work, but it may actually be work that's taking you again in a different direction. Maybe not as productive as you could be. You need to set a goal so you have a time. You have something that's measurable and actionable, and you can work on that 100%. Eventually, you will meet that goal, right? Without a goal, like I said, it's too easy just to do too many things at once, and you may think you're being more productive that way by like maybe multitasking, but really you're just treading water. You're just going in circles. You're really not going closer to where you want to be. So set a goal. Even if you don't make the goal, it's fine. At least you should be closer, by the time that goal is expired. And then just kind of, give yourself extra innings to get there, right? But set goals and work towards something. That helps light a fire under your butt. You can, you know exactly what you're doing, and the actions you take should help get you closer to that goal. But again, without goals, you're kind of a ship without a rudder. Man, a lot of analogies today. 3, once you have a goal, go towards that goal, right? Don't get off the racetrack. Don't take any detours, right? I think I mentioned in the article, it's like a road trip, right? Few people go on a road trip unless you're just hitchhiking or wandering without knowing where you're going, right? If you're going on vacation, you know the destination, right? You know where you want to go, and you know when the flight's going to get there. You got the hotel booked. I mean, you know where you're going to be. But it's vacation, things happen. You might go sightseeing, plans may change. There's detours along the way. A tire could blow out on your car, your flight could get delayed. Detours happen, that's fine, right? But make sure that you are staying on that road, right? Stay on that flight. Make sure you get to the goal, because it is so easy. Like, let's hang a right over here. Don't get distracted. Make sure you drive towards that goal. Set a goal. And make sure you go in that direction, right? Number 4, be patient. Be patient with yourself. This is not easy. This does take a lot of time. You will make mistakes, right? Things will blow up in your face. Nothing is going to work like you plan. Part of becoming an entrepreneur, successful entrepreneurs, is basically who can make those mistakes the fastest. Who can overcome, because they're going to be there. They're baked in. It's going to happen. So be patient with yourself and know that those mistakes are coming. Problems are part of the game, and just don't get down on I'm getting ahead of myself, but don't beat yourself up, right? Mistakes and detours and backpedaling, that's how this game is played. Like I said, that's part of being an entrepreneur. And if you can't handle setbacks well, if you get discouraged easily, you got to be patient, right? Hey, Rome wasn't built in a day. Neither was Apple or Google or Amazon, okay? It takes time, so be patient with yourself. Number 5 is, like I just kind of mentioned, 5, don't beat yourself up, right? Some days are going to be really bad days, right? Some days you may not end up being as productive as you wanted to be. That will happen, right? Sometimes if I'm not working 100% and just balls to the wall, I'm like, this day is a failure. I wasted this day, right? And then I get down on myself. Like, man, maybe I'm not cut out for this, or you start having second guesses and doubts. And, tomorrow's a brand new day, okay? And just because today's a downer, tomorrow could be a good one, right? It can't rain every day. Lots of analogies. So don't beat yourself up, right? You're doing something that not a lot of people do. You're committing yourself. You're putting yourself out there. You're investing all of yourself into this idea of yours that is worth it. You wouldn't be doing it if you didn't think it was worth it, right? But just be patient with yourself, but also don't beat yourself up, right? It's okay to make mistakes. Just, make sure you learn from them and just keep moving on, right? Bad day, put in the rearview mirror and just keep going on. Put your head down, keep working. Number 6, I got to scroll down here for a minute. Number 6, grit. You got to have grit. What is grit, right? So when I was a teacher, this was a recent kind of buzzword that was going around in teacher circles. But, a lot of teachers will say is that kids these days, they just don't have grit, right? They fold, they're frail, they wither at the smallest inconvenience or challenge or obstacle. Kids these days do have a hard time, I would argue, overcoming difficulties and obstacles. Obviously not all kids, but a lot of them do. They're just not used to adversity. And when they're faced with it, they crumple. They don't have that grit. They don't know how to grind. They don't know how to, to work hard for something. They don't know how to pick themselves up when they fall down. Probably because they always have someone else picking them up for them, right? So you got to have grit, because like I said, there's going to be bad days. You might even have bad weeks or months. Ugh, that's terrible. But you got to, pick yourselves up, because no one else will, and you just got to overcome those obstacles, right? If you don't have grit, this will give it to you, okay? So, but you got to have grit. You got to overcome those things. 7. Take calculated risks, okay? Entrepreneurialism, being an entrepreneur. It's risky by definition. Okay, you're putting yourself out there and spending your time and your money, your relationships on something that's not guaranteed to work. Okay, every idea is a crazy idea in the beginning until it becomes successful, and people are like, "Oh, well, that obviously, why didn't I think of that? What a great idea!" So you're going to take risks. Again, that's part of the game. That doesn't mean that you just get into gambling mode and you're just betting the house on every single risk. You got to take calculated risks. Your time and your money is valuable. So make sure that when you're investing it or spending it, it's on a risk that has a high percent of return, right? This is something that, has a good chance of succeeding. Or maybe the investment is very low, but the return could be high, right? But when you make your decisions, when you make your business plan, when you partner up with people, when you spend money, make sure that you are fully aware, of what you're putting up, what you could lose. Is it worth it? Do I have different options? Could I spend this money or time better doing something else? You're going to have to take risks, but make sure that it's a good risk, right? If you're in, again, the Vegas casino, just betting on, odds or whatever it is, evens. I don't gamble much. You will get taken to the house. House always wins. So another analogy. So take calculated risk. 8, always be ready and willing to learn, right? You don't know everything about anything. So the people that are always learning are the ones that end up doing the best, right? Newsflash. I don't care how original you think your idea is. I guarantee you there's some other company or entrepreneur or person out there who's probably done something close to or similar or maybe even exactly like what you're trying to do right now. So learn from them, right? Go up and study them. Look at their websites. Look at their projects. Look at their advertisements, right? If it's someone like super, super famous, read their biography. Go and find interviews with them on YouTube. Be learning, right? Better ways to run your ads, better ways to build a website, better ways to promote and to build relationships. You always got to be willing to learn, right? Because if you aren't learning, if you're not changing, if you're not evolving as an entrepreneur, you're going to be falling to the wayside, right? It's a constant learning process. Everyone is always learning from others, inspired from others. So you got to be in that same camp too. If you think you know everything and this is how it's going to be and you're not changing your ways, good luck. But that's not a recipe for success. Almost done. 2 more. Number 9, start marketing now. Super important, okay? If you have an idea for a business, it's when do you start marketing? And I've learned this the hard way. It's never too early. So throw your name out there, a teaser, build a website. Heck, start a YouTube channel like I am right now. Okay, get your social media and build that up. It takes time to build an audience, to build a following. And if you wait too long, you may find, and this is my case often, this is one of my big ones. I spend all my time making a product, but only start promoting it once I've kind of said it's finished and done. But by that time, I'm ready to start selling, but I have no audience. I have no customers, right? I have no followers. And so my product, which they're awesome, cool things, kind of end up falling on their face because I should have started the marketing earlier instead of later. And sometimes that's really come back to bite me in the butt. So start marketing now. If nothing else, it's good practice, right? Constantly pitch your idea in front of others, okay? It's probably going to suck. It's going to be really bad at first. You're not going to be able to explain it very well. And you're going to bomb, right? People aren't going to get it. But as you keep practicing and churning and tweaking that pitch, you will get a better understanding of exactly what your business is, what your product does, what problem does it solve, a catchy phrase or a hook or something that's going to get people's attention. But again, if you're not practicing and making those mistakes and learning, it may be too little too late by the time you're ready to launch. So start marketing now. And number 10, have fun, right? It's a cool thing you're doing. You're an entrepreneur. You're starting a business, right? That's exciting. That's cool. And few people do this, right? You can hold your head up high a little bit. Like, yeah, you don't got to be successful to be an entrepreneur. It's just entrepreneur is just someone who starts a business. So have fun, because if not, you'll get burned out, right? And that's happened to me as well, right? When it becomes work, when it becomes a chore, and it's like, ugh, I don't want to do this today, right? That's, you can't burn that candle at both ends. Eventually, it's not going to have any candle left. Yeah, is that how it says? But you got to have fun with it. And keep things fresh and exciting and entertaining for yourself. And if you're having fun, that's going to reflect in your company. That's going to reflect in your product. You're going to have a better business if you're having fun doing it. That translates, right? People, it just comes through. So have fun while when you're working on this. It's a lot of hard work. It's a ton of stress. It's not easy, but you can still try and make it fun, right? Learn as you go, and tell people, right? Like I said, promote, market. Yeah, hey, I'm starting a business. Oh, cool. Tell me about it, right? Who's not going to say that? So gloat a little bit and have fun with it, and share you're passionate about it. So share that passion with others and just have fun. Okay. So that's it. Like I said, top 10 things that you need to have as an entrepreneur. Was it top 10 entrepreneurial mindsets you need to have when starting a business now? Whatever it was. But like I said, things that I've learned and things I'm still working on myself right now. But if you can get those core things down, like I said, you're way ahead of the crowd, and you're going to have a better chance of getting that success that you want. Okay. There's more, but maybe I'll do a top 20, another time. Anyway, I got to go. It's getting long. I got stuff to do. I know you do too. And I'll catch you later.